This video tutorial will show you how to use Google Play Services Library, the Android Maps API version 2, in an IntelliJ project. So let's see what the steps that we have to take here. The first one is, of course, to create an Android project. And the second step is to import the Google Play Services Library as one of the modules. Then we will configure the dependency between our project and the Google Play Services Library. And then the second module that we're going to import is the Android Maps utility, which can be downloaded from GitHub. And then the last step is to configure the dependencies between the Maps utility with the Google Play Services Library, and then within the project and the Maps utility. So let's switch to IntelliJ. So in front of me, I have this one demo project. So I'm going to select project structure and add a module, import module. So assuming that you have downloaded the Google Play Services SDK, so now we can select the Google Play Services Library. And I want to create module from existing source and confirm and click finish. So now I see the Google Play Services Library is imported as a second module. So the next step is to configure the dependency between my demo project and the Google Play Services Library. So I highlight my demo project and then select the dependencies tab, hit the plus and module dependency, and the Google Play Service Library is one of the modules that we have here. We click OK. And I want to change the order of my module. I want to place Google Play Services Library as the first module. And then I'm going to add another dependency, but now this time the dependency is to the jar file inside Google Play Services Library. So I need to go to the folder where I install my Google Play Services Library. And then I found my jar file. So this is under Google Play Services Library, libs, and my jar file is there. And I'm going to click OK. So let's review what we just did. So we had an Android project created, and we import the module, and we configure the dependency. So our next step is to import the Android Maps utility from GitHub. So let me go back to IntelliJ. So let me go to version control system, check out from version control, git, and enter the URL of our Android Maps utility in GitHub. And I'm going to clone. So the Android Maps utility project is now cloned locally to my Git repository. So my next step is to import the Android Maps utility as another module into my project. So I'm going to select project structure again and add import module. And I'm going to import the Android Maps utility that can be found under the library subdirectory here. So create module from existing sources. So now I have the Android Maps utility imported into my project. And I need to set up the dependency between my Android Maps library to the Google Play Services Library. So I'm going to highlight my Android Maps module, select dependencies, and then add dependency, module dependency, and because the Android Maps utility depends on Google Play Services library, so that's what I'm going to select. Click OK, and I'm going to change the order, move the Google Play Services library to the top, and I also need to include the jar file of my Google Play Services library. So I set up my Android Map utility to depend on Google Play Services library, but one more step I need to complete here is that now I need to tell my demo project to depend on the Android Maps utility. So let me repeat the step again. I highlight my demo project, select dependencies, add module dependency, and this is the Android Maps utility library. Click OK, and then change the order, move it to the top below Google Play Services library, and I'm going to add dependency to the jar file, but this time this is the jar file of my Android Map utility. So if you couldn't find the jar file of the Android Maps utility, then we need to first compile. So when I tried to compile, and apparently I have an error here. So the Maps utility depends on the Android Support v4 utility. So let's add that to our Android Maps utility. So I'm going to go back to my project structure, and I'm going to select my library, and remember this is my Android Maps utility, and I'm going to add dependency to a jar file, and I'm going to find my Android Support library v4 Android Support v4 jar file. Click OK, and let's recompile. So everything compiles except for these two warnings. This is related to a deprecated method, so probably we can ignore this warning here. So I think our project is ready to go.